Hello world! Ari Belson here, the author of the new trilogy, Charcoal the Elf, a fantasy series that takes place in the New World. And we're here for the book launch of Book 1, Up Top. Here we are at Bin 141 restaurant in Alphabet City in New York City in Manhattan. And we're about to start with the formal program. But before we do, first of all, here's how you can order the book yourself and enjoy the festivities for a couple of moments while we get set for the formal program. Thanks for coming. Charcoal.
Hello, sir. How are you?
So I want to start out by thanking everybody for coming out to support. Oh, I should tell you who I am. I am Shay Pantano, and I am the publicist on this book, and I couldn't be more proud to be a part of this project. So I do want to welcome everybody. Thank you so much. We're here to celebrate the launch, the beginning of hopefully a really incredible journey. But we're celebrating the launch of Charcoal the Elf. This is book 1, the first part of the series that is by Ari Belson. Yay! I do believe we have something special here, and that this is part of a big franchise that we're about to see. And I know some of you may have had a chance to read the book, and many of you are still hoping to get your copy. Just out today, you can get it on the QR codes that you'll see around the room on Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com, and you definitely want to pick it up because you are in for a treat. Ari Belson's writing transcends traditional storytelling and immerses us into a world that is familiar, yet filled with fantastical and magical. As we join Charcoal on his journey of self-discovery, we realize that Charcoal is this he's a protagonist that maybe we wouldn't have thought to be one, but he is a little bit of us. We see ourselves in Charcoal. All of us in this room and everybody that's going to pick up this book is going to identify with him, as many of us have experienced feeling different, alone, isolated. And as we pick up with Charcoal and we join him on his journey of self-discovery, we learned so much, and R.A. Belson explores themes that are resonating with us today, these societal themes that we struggle with on a day-to-day basis, which makes this book not only timeless, but also timely. So I want you all to welcome R.A. Belson, who is going to give us a few words here, and get your books. QR codes, Amazon.com. And don't forget to leave reviews, positive reviews.
Wow. That's the first I heard that, and she's right. But thank you all for being here. Today's a very special day for me, as you can appreciate. And it means so much for me to see so many people here buying books. So thank you very, very much for coming. I hope you enjoy the rest of the party. And now, according to our program, it's time for me to read from the book. So, I have decided not to be obvious and read from chapter 3, because I think chapter 3 is kind of a seminal chapter, not only in the first book, but it sets the picture completely for the entire series of books. So you ready? I'll just read a couple of pages. Here we go. Chapter 3, Tormented. If you're reading this, the odds are you're a human being. As such, you might not be aware of how much more quickly elves mature than you. It generally takes only 2 years for an elfling to reach full elfhood. Of course, human beings take much longer. Some apparently never mature, regardless of their age. Anyway, as the months passed, Charcoal grew right on schedule. Everyone could see just how apt a name he'd been given. Already sullen by nature, Charcoal's formative months didn't help. Not one bit. It couldn't have been much fun watching his fellow first-yearers giggling and leaping, dancing, running about, and playing with each other. Charcoal made a few half-hearted attempts to join in, but was shunned repeatedly. "We don't need any zebras on our team," said one spiteful pixie. This, of course, is referring to his hair. A sprite shot out, "Go play with your own kind, if there are any." And one of his own cousins said, "Take a long walk off a short ice floe." And so, the lonely first-yearer found himself forced to accept a solitary existence, and his potential friends were just fine with that. Apparently, he was fine with it too. He discovered solitude could be very satisfying. He took long strolls on the pack ice in Claustown Park. He built an ice cave in his backyard and spent hours in it just thinking or playing with imaginary friends he built from snow. He especially loved to contemplate the vista from his rooftop perch, much to the consternation of his parents. But what's to be done when your son is especially precocious at levitating? The vast expanse of white sparkling as far as the eye could see, the shifting snow formations taking the shapes of fantastic creatures and castles, the beautiful glistening ice crystals dancing through the air with the breeze, the fluffy, cottony puffs of clouds emanating from the chimney tops all around him. They all seemed to soothe his soul somehow. "It's so beautiful out there," he thought, gazing at the distant stars twinkling above. "I wonder what it's like far beyond Claustown. Maybe there are other elves like me somewhere else?" But his reveries were constantly interrupted by those insipid ho-ho-ho songs, as he called them, invading his space and distracting him from his musings. Jolly, stronger, but it was painful to witness nonetheless, and their sense of helplessness made things worse. There was so little they could do to help, except to love him unconditionally. They sensed a delicate, poetic nature in their son. "Jack Frost painted the most beautiful pattern on my window pane last night," he told his parents at breakfast one morning, which charmed them profoundly.
They saw a gentle, sensitive soul, and they despaired. Out of necessity, he quickly learned to hide his sweet essence. Assaulted by such negativity, as a first-yearer, a firstie in Claustown slang, he didn't have the resources or experience to endure the constant stares, withering smirks, and verbal rebuffs from his fellow elflings, as well as adults, who should have known better but clearly didn't. As we've definitely established, elves can be vicious. Having never raised an elfling before, his parents were at a loss as to how to deal with this painful adjustment period. They would have even considered counseling if it were available to them, but since elf counseling didn't exist, no one ever seemed to need it before, they lacked that option. They had no choice but to be supportive and loving in their own sincere way. They could only hope it would get charcoal through what had clearly become a tough childhood. Thank you for listening. Do we have time for, does anybody have a question they'd like to ask, or are we just jumping straight to the cake? Do I hear cake? Okay, it's time for the cake. Cake time. Well, wait, we have a question.
So, what inspired you to write the book?
What inspired me to write the book? That's a very good question. What inspired me to write the book? Okay, are you ready for the truth, the real answer? About 4 years ago, was it? Dale Vandersand and our friend Peter Escala were producing a video called Pass the Candy Cane. It was a charity, a fundraising video intended to raise money for food challenged people during the pandemic. And what they were asking people all over the world to do was to film themselves on their phones or whatever, holding a candy cane off frame in their left hand, passing it across, and then passing it on in their right hand. And when you put all the different videos together, it became this progression of this candy cane, which magically got bigger and smaller and was red and blue and green from videos taken all around the world. And the more people who watched it, it's still up, isn't it? Pass the candy cane, folks.
On Dr. Disney.
On Dr. Disney. The more people who watched it, the more money was raised for the food insecure. And they begged me and pleaded with me, come on, Anthony, do this. And that's what my friends call me, Anthony. And it's true. But I didn't want to do it. And they said, well, and they said, you could play an elf. And I said, I would only play an elf if it could be a really grouchy curmudgeon. And they said, yeah, that sounds great, that sounds fine. So, and I just really had a lot of fun with the video. And by the end of it, Dale and Peter were both laughing really hard and said, this is terrific. Does this character have a name? And without even thinking, I said, Charcoal. Well, Peter fell on the floor laughing, and he said, Charcoal the elf, this is too good. He said, you've got to run with it. So, on the first page of the book, the dedication is to Peter Escala and Dale Vandersand, who were the two people there when Charcoal was born. And that's how the book evolved. Yeah. Thank you very much. Yes, I have a, hold on. Okay, back there first. Go ahead.
Oh, my question was, please forgive me, I haven't read this
I
story.
forgive you.
I've yet to read the story.
Okay.
But as you explored and dove into the character development of Charcoal, are there parts of yourself confused?
Good question. Are parts of myself infused?
You don't have to answer.
Well, wait a minute, let me look.
You don't have to answer truthfully.
No, I'm still all here.
We only have 2 hours.
We only have 2 hours, right. Not really. Not really. I mean, to be. Well, it can't be zero. How can it be? How can you write something and not have part of you in it? But this is going to sound corny, but other writers have told me this is very true. Very quickly, the character of Charcoal seemed to take over my hands. And what started out being a 20-page children's story has turned into a trilogy. And I just kept writing and wondering where all this was coming from. And ultimately, I decided it was coming from Charcoal. He had a story to tell. And those of you who have the book, if you've begun with the introduction, you know how I met Charcoal. Because the introduction tells how Charcoal chose me to tell his story. Does that answer your
Do
question?
you want to read the introduction?
Yeah. Sorry?
Want to read the introduction? Ask him.
Maybe I'll read the introduction after the king. A question, yes.
I want to know how the name Charcoal came about. Why is he named Charcoal?
Honestly, how did the name Charcoal come about? It really was a little voice in my head. When Peter said, "So what's the elf's name?" And I heard in my head, Charcoal. And that's what came out of my mouth. And Charcoal the elf suddenly, as Dale can testify, was born just then and there. But Charcoal is not your typical elf. And all I can say is thank goodness, because as you find out when you read the book, elves can be so vicious. Are we ready for Kate? Well, okay, we have time for one more question. Two more questions. Anybody? Yes.
What's the next voice in your head?
I'm sorry?
What's the next voice in your head?
The next voice in my head? I hear voices all the time. That's why I've been in therapy for my entire life of 30 years. What's the next one? Well, okay, I'm going to run with that question a little bit. As you know, there are 2 more books in the series. Book 1 ends at a crucial moment in the adventure, and you'll have to read the book to find out what that is. Yes, right. Book 2 begins immediately after Book 1 lets off. There is such a cliffhanger at the end of Book 2. She's nodding because this is my cousin Gabriella, who was one of my focus group reading the book, and she called me up at the end of Book 2, and she said, "Really? Really? Are you leaving me like this?" And honestly, at the end of Book 2, I did not know how Charcoal and his team were going to get out of the situation they found themselves in. And I needed a break from writing anyway, so I took a couple of days off, and I went back to my computer and I said, "Okay guys, let's see you get out of this." And in 10 minutes, they had. So there's the voices for you. Question.
How long did it take you to write the book?
How long did it take me to write the book? So you're assuming it's actually finished, is that it? From start to publication, I'd say it took just a little bit over 3 years. But mind you, in that length of time, I was writing what I visualized as an initial novel, which kept getting longer and longer, and honestly divided itself into 3 parts. And another member of my focus group, my friend Nancy, who's not here tonight, is a retired editor. And she was kind of the linchpin, quite honestly, because she said she was a copy editor, and she worked in magazine publication. She said, "I would like to read it, and I will be honest with you." I said, "Please, I don't need sycophants. I'm used to them, but I don't need them." I said, "I honestly want people to tell me what they think." And she called me up, she said, "I finished, I'd like to take you out for drinks and snacks." And I said, uh-oh. On the other hand, honestly, this was before I invested my life savings into this book. So I would have been not happy, but grateful if she said, "Don't take it a step further." So we hemmed and hawed and chitted and chatted for a brief while. And then she put her arms, after the first margarita, she put her arms down on the table, looked me dead in the eye, and she said, "I think you've really got something here." And the brain started doing this. And then she said, "But I felt cheated. I felt that there was more, that you were holding back. And I said, I was, because I'm trying to keep it down to one book. And she said, why? Make it a trilogy. It's already divided itself into one. So Nancy, who is in Cape Cod today, very conveniently, we can blame her for the book becoming 3 books. Book 1 up top, book 2 down below, and book 3, Hunted. Right, right. Anybody else, or we're just going to step aside and let the cake through? Cake, thank you all very much.
So, sir, have you read the book yet?
No, not yet.
What do you expect when you're going to read the book?
Probably to like it, I assume. I like Anthony already.
Well, what already do you what conjures in your mind?
Well, what?
What conjures in your mind, like after everything you've already heard about it?
Well, it sounds like it's an adventure of some kind. I look forward more to that than something else. Yeah.
Okay, excellent.
So yeah.
Hello, sir. You look like a cousin of Charcoal.
I am actually.
Are you actually?
I'm actually his great uncle.
Oh, okay. Wow.
I matured it took me 3 years to mature.
Oh my goodness.
I'm
Wow.
unusual in health.
So now they're more advanced. These younger generations are more and more. They're getting faster and faster and
But
getting.
they don't understand what we understand.
I see. Of course not.
They have
Of
their
course
cell
not.
phones.
So, what do you expect about the book? Have you read it yet?
I just bought a copy an hour ago when I got here. I got one of the advanced copies. I can't wait to read it. I love Anthony. He is one of the greatest guys in the world, and I have huge respect for him. And having heard that excerpt that he read, I didn't know anything about it before. He's clearly a very, very talented writer, and I expect great things. You know, I look forward to the movie.
Okay. From your mouth to Hollywood's ears. Any reactions? Have you read the book yet? Have you?
I haven't read the book yet. I was supposed to read it on a trip this weekend. It got canceled because of the hurricane.
Oh.
So we were here, and I wasn't going anywhere. And I
Oh, well, that's even
decided
better.
I had to. So
What are you looking forward to in the book?
what Anthony told me is that I guess I'm going to liken it to the Disney movie Toy Story. It's very appealing to children, but the adults read it having an underlying undercurrent message that's important.
All right, Toy Story. That's great.
This is the second book, I think, where there's the cliffhanger that he's planning. I'm waiting for that. How fast do you think you can get that done? Anyway, also, tell me where do I go? How do I invest?
How do you invest? Yes, exactly. As soon as it goes public, we'll let you know. Hi. I see you have your copy of the book.
I do. I haven't finished it yet, but I'm enjoying what I've done and read so far.
Oh, you've read so far. So what is your reaction so far?
Oh, it's fun. It's fun. You know, it shouldn't appeal to a lot of people because we all go through this kind of thing.
Does it make you cry, make you laugh?
Makes me laugh more. I know the writer, and he makes me laugh lots.
That's very true. That's very true. Well, thank you. Enjoy the rest of it. Enjoy the party. Oh, we're getting the cake out. My goodness. Okay, here is the cake for Charcoal the Elf for our launch party. And it's the book cover by John Bates and the symbol which you will learn about when you read the book.
Let's see if I can do it.
It looks like the elf, right?
Cheers, Anthony. I mean, R.A. Belson, I'm so proud of you.
That's great. Have you read anything yet? Have you?
Not yet, but I'm really excited to read.
Good. You have your copy?
No,
Not yet.
You have to order it.
You have to order in line. I know it got sold out. Hello. No. Hi.
Hi.
We have another writer here, Susan Lee, who is, and with Nicholas Martin Smith, and we have who run the Hudson Classical Theater on the Upper West Side of New York City, and good friends of R.A. Belson. Writers stick together. And so, what is your reaction to what you've seen already, and anything you've seen about charcoal?
Anthony. I'll call him Anthony.
That's all right.
He is amazing. He's so talented, and I am so proud to be his friend. And I celebrate his successes, and his trilogy is really magnificent. I can't wait to watch the movie version.
Like I've been saying, from your mouth to Hollywood's ears.
Well, I'm so glad to be here because this is really amazing. And I love charcoal. And also, everyone's got a hat and a wig. And I thought that was hilarious when I came in. I had no idea. No, this is absolutely wonderful. There's so many people. It's just great.
Great. Thank you for being here. Hello, you're live. So, what is your? Oh, we have the cake. We have the cake. We'll be back for reactions. Okay, we're on our way to the cake.
It's like very cool.
Okay, so I'm just going to take a picture.
Much better.
Smile. Okay.
This cake is a masterpiece.
So, wow, look at this.
Oh, look how cute! Wait. Let's see that moment. Anthony,
He's going to pay me double. Okay, we're ready?
Wait, no, we're not ready. I'm good.
Everybody, could I have your attention for a second?
Hold on.
I'm listening. Wait.
Since today is Charcoal's official birthday, happy birthday
To you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Charcoal. Happy birthday to you.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, the author cuts the cake.
Where should I cut? I guess right here.
Yes, darling.
Ready?
Goodness.
Here we go. Oh, what a shame. Oh. All right. Thank you, everybody. Thank you,
Sir, have you read the book yet?
I haven't read the books yet.
What are you expecting when you open those pages?
I'm expecting to read something about charcoal that's, very interesting about how he's trying to, find his place in the world, I guess. So I'm looking forward to learning that.
Okay, excellent. Thank you. Hello, elves. Hello, elves. So tell me, have you read the book yet? No, but you bought a few copies for your family.
Give as presents.
Lovely.
Well, we're going to name a new cat.
I just want to wish Charcoal an amazing and happy birthday.
Oh, thank you.
Congratulations and all the best on Charcoal's journey.
Wonderful.
Best in the world is charcoal.
And you didn't expect to be here today.
I did not. So this came to me, charcoal, when I was trying to work and it was interrupted by a herd of elves.
Okay.
All right.
Great night here.
man. Great night for Charcoal Hill. Great night for Anthony. Great night for everybody. See all the Salmagundi members here.
Oh yes, indeed.
Right, we should
Viva
have
Salmagundi.
Salmagundi. Exactly.
Somebody's going to have more book signings or what's the
I know. Well, good thing that they're being published as they go. So
Yes, that's good about trilogies. You have flexibility. It can always become a quartet later, right?
That's true.
Why
That's
not?
right. I
Why
mean,
not?
it happened with The Ring. So
Yeah, it happens. I mean, I have not read it, but I can't wait. I'm so encouraged by what I just heard. I mean, I knew it would be good, but it sounds really intriguing now.
Right,
Like,
doesn't it?
oh, a little dark.
I know, and the
I like the
descriptions
dark
are very
bits.
evocative.
You know,
and-
happy, like everything is perfect.
No,
you
no,
know?
no. You
Charcoal has a past.
Is it male or female?
Is who? Charcoal?
Yeah.
I believe he's male, but you'll have to read the book to find out.
Yeah, you gotta find out, David. And why does it matter? What are you doing with all this gender stuff?
Photo just looks more female.
I'm gonna pick on him.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm so groovy. You know, I believe in fluidity, baby. I'm a they.
Well, good to see both of you.
I'm delighted to see you. Happy filming.
Thank you.
It's all good. I'm glad you got a shout out when it comes to the credit.
Oh,
That
yeah,
was good.
I hope so. Oh, well, here's the cake. Here's the cake. Everybody take it.
Look how blue it is. My gosh, wow. Please, ladies, go. Please, ladies. There we go. All right, David, go for it. David, do it. That's wonderful. Thank you. Wow. All right. How about that? That's so blue.
So you read the book?
I read the book. Well, I read a draft of the book.
A draft of the book.
The first draft, and I thought the first draft was outstanding. Absolutely, I couldn't wait to get part 2 and then to get part 3. And I fell in love with the characters, the story. I laughed, I cried. What more can you say? It's amazing.
Was it better than Cats?
Better than what?
Better than Cats?
Anything's better than Cats. It was really, really good. Yeah, it was outstanding. And I highly recommend it. And I can't wait to read the final version.
Okay. And here is Charcoal in the flesh. Actually, he's 2-dimensional here, unlike in the book where he's 3-dimensional, maybe 4-dimensional. And they had to invent his feet because in the cover of the book, his feet are cut off. So those were never invented by the artist. But Carol Teller, an artist extraordinaire from Salmagundi Club, she actually hand-painted Charcoal here for this party. So Charcoal lives, and we have to thank Carol Teller. Where is Carol? Here's Carol. Excuse me one second. Carol, you're the artist of Charcoal's cutout here. Can you describe the process of being able to recreate Charcoal for us to have in our midst?
Let's get the piece of styrofoam. You cut it and paint it and hope for the best.
Well, you made a beautiful likeness. So, have you read the book yet?
I've read the book, yes.
You have.
Yes.
What's your reaction?
I love Charcoal. He's become the word of the day. You always refer to whatever happens with Charcoal like it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Well, I'm going to take the camera for a second. I'm going to say we need to wrap up. Thank you so much for joining. I'm going to bring R.A. Belson back, and he's going to say a few parting words, and we're going to close the live. Thank you for joining, and please find the QR code again, charcoaltheelf.com, Amazon as well, and on Barnes & Noble. So please enjoy and give a positive reaction at Amazon. It will help a lot to promote the book. So here's R.A. Belson, and we're going to sign off.
Hello, world. R.A. Belson here. You all know who I am at this point. I just want to thank you for attending. I hope you enjoy the book. I hope you take the messages that are in the book seriously. We need to love another much more than we do one another, much more than we do not only love, but manifest that love. The world needs gentleness. The world needs support. The world needs tolerance and acceptance. And Charcoal learns it through his adventure, and I hope you will go right along for the ride and if you haven't learned it by now, embrace it, accept it, and spread the magic around the world. Thank you all.